Welcome back everybody to Foundation. My name is Axfields and we are on the final part of where I'm building the perfect monastic city, and I thought I cannot conclude the series without adding myself an Abbatial Church. So you'll see I've got the blueprint there for the Abbatial Church, and my goal for this episode is to complete that church, and that will also conclude my playthrough for the series. Now off screen I did add a few extra houses within the town center. So you'll see that there's now all the spaces have been filled with the houses, and we've got a lot of spaces left inside of the houses that's been built, and we'll probably be able to push our population up to 350. I think if you squeeze the houses in, you'll probably be able to get it up to 350 or 400 even if you squeeze a whole bunch of houses in. My layout isn't perfect for the houses, so if you squeeze it in a little bit better, I think you should probably fit in 400 people. But I don't really want to push the population further than that. I think with the layout that we've got, everything is running perfectly. You can see my money, my treasury is full at this stage. I can't even keep up with it. I have to continuously expand my treasury. If I did have to add more houses or more people, I would actually build a completely separate town. So yeah, I completed all the third tier houses within this space. I've got a lot of my houses that upgraded to the third tier housing, to the citizen housing. Now what I want to do is, while we build the Abbatial Church, I want to also build myself a tavern, and I want to look at maybe selling the wine through that tavern. And we can maybe also connect it in for visitors to just come there. Now I've also gone and I've just made everything connect over here with the cattle farms also connecting to the vineyards. I literally just have to build the fence still over there. So that's fine, and I've added myself another wheat field. But just to show you what I've done here with the Abbatial Church, I added like a small wall or a low wall. I added here with the arches that the people can go through to the different production buildings. I moved all of my woodcutters, I moved down to this side, and you can see that they are basically cutting all the forest on this side, and I cleared out all the forest here, just to make space for the Abbatial Church. I could probably make it a little bit bigger, but I think with the size my town is, I think the Abbatial Church is the perfect size. Now what I did was, when you look at all the parts that I've got here, I used as the main part, I took the Abbatial Nave, which is this one over here, and then at the back I took the Abbatial Gallery, the big one, the major one, and then these parts over here, that is the Abbatial Chapel. I added two of them, and then I've added the Abbatial Bell Tower right at the top with the cross that I placed at the top here and across there, and then also with the entry point. Just want to see, I think it's, yeah, this is the Abbatial Gate, the minor Abbatial Gate I've placed here, and then just with the cypress trees also coming out here next to the fence. So we need a lot of resources. As you can see, we need 290 normal stone, we need 530 polished stone. So I'm currently importing that. I think we've got all the iron and marble that we need, and the planks, we do accumulate the planks quite quick, so that shouldn't be a problem. But let's start the building process over there. I think I've got 15 builders altogether, so that's a decent amount. We're going to just let them start with that church and get that going. Now, to get the Abbatial Church, you need 300 splendor points with the clergy. So I just went and added some trees, added some more rose bushes, and a few other decorations around my monastery, just to build up that splendor points. And I've got currently now, I've got 40, is it 47 monks that we've got? Let's see, if I add another one, 48, there we go. Okay, I just wanted to fill that one slot. So we've got 48 monks in total, and I think this actually fills up all the working slots. Yeah, so we've literally filled now every position that we can within the monastery, which is perfect. We've got our people that's working here, the vine growers. We've got 6 of them, which is great. And then we've got the 2 vintners, which is all we need, really. So the town as a whole, there's not much more that I can do. I can also get my candle production up and running, because we've got a decent amount of wax. And I just want to see, aside from the wax, what else do we need for that? Okay, so we do need iron as well and tools. Okay, you know what? We can look for a spot where we can place the candle maker. I think what I am going to do is I'm going to place the tavern right over here. We've got a nice space here. So let's add the tavern, and I'm only going to place a public lounge. Right, we don't have to brew the stuff on site. So I'm going to do a kind of similar layout than what I did with the other tavern. I can raise the roof maybe a little bit like that. Yeah. And let's make the entry point on this side. And with the public lounge, we're going to need a service counter. And we're going to connect it over there like so. In fact, I want to let it overlap maybe. Yeah, I'm going to rather do this. And then thirdly, we're going to also place the in lodge. And I'm also going to let it overlap like that. We don't need anything else, but I think a chimney will look nice if we do add a chimney. Yeah, let's just do it like that. It's a very simplistic structure, but I'm gonna just leave it like that. I think, yeah, it will be fine if we just do it like that. And now this requires very little resources. We can cater for up to 7 people, visitors coming into the inn lodge. We can obviously expand it just by overlapping more of these structures, or we can maybe expand it towards this side. In fact, you know, we can actually do that. We can kind of let it connect over here. Oh, this might actually look cool. See if we connect it over here like so. So I want the people to still be able to pass underneath. And I'm going to just see if this works. This is actually pretty cool. Yeah, I kind of like this. So this can be like our VIP suite. It doesn't add any more capacity. But I think it does look cool. Maybe this is the wrong one. Just want to see this one. Yeah, but no, that's not going to work. In fact, we could place the cabin, I think, on this side. Yeah, that looks nice. I like that. So we can place that one over there. And maybe we can get a solid structure that we can add over here. Let's see here. Thatch cabin. Maybe we can do this. And this will give us some extra capacity. Yeah, that looks really cool. So the people can still move easily through the gate here, and the pathway is not interrupted there. So I think let's go for this. We can maybe also place a weather vane. Not that it's really that important. Here we go. I'm gonna just go ahead and place all of these structures. Now I've got plenty of available workers. I can probably just assign more people as builders. That would probably quicken the process here for the church. Let's just see if I do want to add a candle workshop. Where are we going to place that? It would be maybe a better idea to place it on this side somewhere. I just want to see where the wax storage is. I think we do place it on this side, isn't it? Yeah, okay, so we've got the wax storage here. We've got in the Monastic Grange. I don't know if that's the right way to pronounce it. I hope so. And anyway, so let's just go ahead and place it over here like so. It doesn't have a negative effect on the residential homes. Yeah, and even if I take that piece away, it won't interrupt or take away from the capacity of this house. So let's do that. So yeah, we can just start with the candle production. That's an extra commodity that we can use for the people. And then I can probably look at adding another commonwear store, market store. We can also look at adding some decorations over here. Oh, I just want to place the visitor location over here. Want to make it there by the front. You know what would really work is maybe a few graveyards here at the back. A few gravestones. I think that would be a cool idea. I don't know, let's maybe just do 12, I think. Yeah, let's just do it like that, and we can also add a tree. Just want to see what is happening here. That's quite strange. Why is there beams on this side? Oh, that's very odd. See, when I go into the building menu, this just disappears. I don't know why this is here. Anyways, I'll just have to look and see what's going to happen here. We can maybe add a few trees as well. I think it would look nice just to have a few random trees. There we go. Yeah, our monastery is open to all. That's fine. Yeah, I don't have enough berries, so we're gonna just leave that. For some reason our Cooper is missing. Don't know why we don't have a Cooper anymore. Oh, so our Cooper literally left the town. You can see it went down from 275 to 274. So I don't know why he left. I'm not really sure. I mean, everything seems good. We only really lose happiness with the taxes, which is not even that big of a deal. But look at how much coin we get for the wine. That's insane. 275 coin for 45 wine. That's why I'm not really struggling with the money at this stage. We're producing wine at a really good pace. And they're progressing nicely here with this tavern. I just want to see for the citizens. Weaver. There we go. I want to see what the citizens require. Okay, so they require 3 different types of refined food. And only 1 luxury. And then they require 2 different type of goods. Okay, so it's a good thing that I'm going to start producing the candles, because the citizens, they do require 2 different goods. And we can then probably place our goods stall over here. Our secondary goods stall. And then with the refined foods, we need meat, bread, and then we're gonna need to have cheese as well. I think we've got the cheese stall on this side, right? Yeah, we do have the cheese on this side. Okay, so I'm not gonna worry about the refined food for now. Let's just maybe go ahead and add another commonwear store. come on. Move this around. I don't know why it doesn't want to attach. A little bit strange. Okay. Anyways, let's just place this here. Okay, for some reason it doesn't want to connect over here. Anyways, I'll just have to leave it like that for now. That's very strange. I think it could be because we've got so little amount of cloth. I think it will automatically snap if we've got enough cloth. I think that is the issue. And we've got another house upgrading here, so they're going to also upgrade now to the citizen house. Which I don't really want at this stage because it requires so many planks and polished stone. See how far we are here. Okay, we've got almost enough tools. And the iron is looking pretty good. Yeah, in fact we've got more than half of the polished stone as well, so that's good. I am importing, let's just see, what am I importing currently? So I'm importing both the tools, the iron, glass, the marble, and I'm importing barrels also. Okay. I can import normal stone. Oh, we can probably do that. Won't cost too much, so I'm gonna just import the normal stone as well. The only thing that we can't buy is planks. For some reason, there's no town that supply us with planks. Not even the military towns as far as I'm aware. Let's check this out. Yeah. You see, they don't even do the planks. But you can sell it to them. So now you can see the service is starting to become a problem again. Currently my chapel that I've got here at the monastery, we can house up to 188 people on a weekly basis. And we've got a population of 276, so it's much less the space than what we have in population. And then with the Abbatial Church, we can have, know what the capacity is. I think it's also like 24 or 20 something on a weekly basis, so that will help a little bit. Okay, so we've got our goods store here, and I'm gonna just let them sell candles. I'm gonna wait for the cloth just to pick up. We need that 5 cloth, I think, before it will snap. So let's see. Okay, we've got 5. Let's see if it snaps now. It still doesn't snap here. I don't know, it's very strange. This is the first time it doesn't want to snap onto the stall. Okay, well, we are going to have to just leave it open like that. Don't have much of a choice now, do we? Right, candle workshop's almost done. And we require 10 stone and 8 planks. Then we can finish with this one as well. Otherwise, our food is looking very good. We've got 80 berries in storage, 65 meat, 31 bread. Yeah, and look at the wheat. We've got a generous amount of wheat. I just want to see with the windmill, Yeah, we've got all our millers. We've got 6 millers. And we've got our 4 bakers. I did upgrade all of them to commoners, yeah. Let's just see if there's any people that needs to be upgraded still. Not sure. Okay, no, it's looking good. So we've got a whole bunch of people that needs to be upgraded to brothers over here. But now I'm thinking maybe I must wait to upgrade them to the next level and to promote them to priors. We've almost got enough manuscripts here. We need 50. So then we can start promoting the monks to priors. And what I'll do is I'll start with the copyists again. I'll promote them to priors first because then they'll just produce the manuscripts so much quicker. There we go. So our candle workshop is done. I'm going to go ahead and just place 1 candle maker for now. And we need citizens for them. Still have 7 available workers, so let's maybe build another builder's workshop. Let's place it over here. Okay, so this should help the whole process along. Yeah, we've got a regional fair. I'm going to just go ahead and do that. Thinking of just adding another stonecutter camp as well. There we go. But yeah, we're collecting all the resources very quickly. We only require a little bit more marble. And we've got 10 tools missing. The thing we've got need the most is the planks really. And that is because we've got a few structures that's upgrading here, unfortunately. That's causing some delays. I wonder if they would work it more effectively if we've got them upgraded as commoners, or if it would have a negative impact. I'm not really sure. If it has a detrimental effect, or maybe it just stays the same. No. Well, let's just upgrade this one maybe all to commoners and see if it makes any difference. So we can see now there's good progression over here. I'm very tempted to just add another sawmill. Yeah, why not? Let's add 2 miners over there. And I'm gonna add myself a sawmill. Even with all that material that I'm purchasing from other towns, we're still in a positive. 85 positive. That's really cool. We've only got -2 for the refined food. But I'm trying to see which refined food is struggling. It's actually our cheese. And we've got the cheesemaker fully staffed. And all of them are upgraded to commoners. I'll probably have to make another cheesemaker at some stage. Alright, so we've got our service counter over here. And just upgrade this guy to a commoner, and then we can add one innkeeper. Okay, so I think once the structure is done, then I can select what type of beverage I want to sell there. But we'll just wait for that structure to complete. Let's see, with the Abbatial Church, we've almost got enough stone. Like I said, the biggest problem is our planks at this stage. Let's just maybe prioritize the sawmill so that we can really get the planks going. Oh damn, they want 40 manuscripts and then they'll give us 80 barrels in return, which is a really good deal. But you know what, I'm going to just decline that. I would love to just upgrade one of my brothers now to a prior. It takes so long to accumulate this, I just don't feel like letting go of that. Alrighty, so our sawmill is up. Going to fully staff it. And in no time we should have the resources now that we need. For the Abbatial Church, it's still standing still over here. You can see the foundation is laid out nicely over here. There is some progression. Looks like they're about between 5 and 10% done with the church, so it looks much further than it actually is. So see, we've got quite a few spaces left here within the housing. Let's see here. Well, there's 5 spaces. Here's another 4. Another 3. Yeah, so we'll probably cap our town almost on the dot at 300. I think that's where it's going to be capped. Then we're going to start running out of houses. Yeah, so almost, I want to say about 20% of the town is monks. So that would classify as a monastic town, I think. Alright, we got 200 coin there from the monks that came to visit. Merry villagers. Okay, we get another 10% bonus because everybody's just happy. Yeah, so here with the lodgings, this is gonna be like the penthouse, let's say. The prime accommodation. And they've got a nice view of the monastery. We just have to maybe add like a little window. Let's see here. Can we add a window? Not really sure. I think I have to wait until the structure is finished. Okay. Well, we'll see. Yeah, I've got now over 50 manuscripts, so I'm going to upgrade one of my copyists, send them into a prior. Okay, and that's gonna also make the people happy. First prior promoted. Nice. Yeah, that gives us another 10% bonus, I think. Rejoicing tell, plus 12%. Wow. So the people in my town are ecstatic now. Oh, we're getting a lot of donations and tools. That's fantastic. You know, I must probably stop importing the tools and start exporting it. Because, yeah, we've got a really good amount of tools coming in now. So, let's see if we sell the tools when it's over, say, over 100. I'm gonna just do that. We had a good fair. I can maybe add my milling taxes over here, and I can also open up the city market. We've got that extra labor influence, so I might as well do it. You know, the interesting thing is I've never built this market hall before. I've played this game for such a long time, but I've never built this. Used for storing and trading, rustic food, refined food goods, luxury and luxurious food type. So obviously it's multiple stuff that you can trade within this building over here. Well, I've got no more space left, so I can't even try and test it out. We can, however, add ourselves the milling taxes. Here we go. Up to 25 coin per mil. That's not bad. You know, I think you can really exploit these taxes if you build a whole bunch of smaller churches and just add a few mills. The mills is kind of a different story, but you can build a whole bunch of mini churches all across this territory. I think you can make some really good money. If you get 25 coin, is it now 25 coin per, I don't know, per week, I'm assuming? What do they say? No, they don't actually say. Oh, per month. Okay, that would be on a monthly basis. Up to 25 coin per month. Alright, so our tavern is complete over here. So we can now say for the tavern for the service counter. Oh, no, they're still building. Damn. I'm just waiting for that to finish so that we can then add the wine. Come on. Alright, looks like we're about almost 30% done here. We've got now all the resources that we need, except for the tools and the planks, it looks like it. Okay, but it's progressing really nicely. I think we can in fact stop our imports here with these other resources. We're not going to need all of them. Let's see, with the polished stone, okay, I'll still keep that coming in. Stone we can stop. And the iron we can stop. And I would probably say the marble we can stop. The glass we can keep on bringing in, as well as the barrels. We're going to continuously use that still. I've got a whole bunch of houses that I need to upgrade to the citizen houses. It would look really nice if all the houses are like on citizen level. That's going to look really cool. Okay, there we go. Alright, so this is finally done, so we can now add the wine here, so that they can serve that. And I think I'm going to add another taverner. I can maybe have 2 here. That should be sufficient. So they can just sell the wine to the people. Yeah, this tavern looks a little bit nicer than the other one. Let's just see if we can add like a small window here maybe. Oh, they don't allow you. That's a little bit of a bummer. You can I build this? No. Well, I suppose I can add this. For aesthetic purposes. Oh, it's gonna look a little bit strange, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work. Oh well. No, 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 no. Yeah, let's just leave it like it is. Yeah, so far everything's progressing really nicely. I probably have to place monk dorms here somewhere, maybe at the back. I'm gonna just see now once it's finished. Please spread the word. Okay, yeah, we don't have a lot of accommodation for the people. Yeah, 9 people can visit there, so... Let's see, I want to open up some extra territory maybe. Go ahead and purchase that territory. You know, ultimately, if I really want to, I can expand my whole civilization towards this side. And here's a nice open spot where I can get a whole bunch of resources and I can start like a secondary town. And we've got the stone over here, which is great. And we've got another lake over on this side. See if there's any fishes available. Yeah, okay, we've got a fishing spot right over here. And then there's quite a few going up. So this would be a nice spot to do maybe like a second territory or second town. Yeah, it would actually look really cool. I'm not going to use the clergy influence for anything else, so I might as well use it to get myself some wine. Oh, this is progressing really nicely. We're about 70% done. And it's shaping up really well. I'll add maybe a few decorations as we progress. Just want to see, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to place storms here somewhere. We've really got an abundance of wheat. I'm thinking I should probably add myself another windmill. We've got space over here. And this is in any ways a little bit closer to the bakery. So let's do this. I'm going to let this windmill point in the same direction as the other one. Kind of like in the same direction. Yeah, let's maybe do it like that. Here we go. I know my service is a problem. We're going to sort that out now with the Abbatial Church. And refined food, we're still struggling with that, but that's definitely the cheese that's the issue. I'm just thinking like there's no more space really for me to add some more cow pastures or cattle pastures. The only thing I can think of is maybe clearing out this forest over here and then just moving the hunting zone further back or towards this side. Yeah, you see how nicely they move through the space that we've created here. It's actually very cool. So they can comfortably go underneath. Okay, so our windmill is set up. I'm going to maybe just go ahead and assign 3 people for now. Seems like I've got to upgrade my treasury again. So let's just add another hall, if I can. Here we go. I actually realized what I did wrong over here. I accidentally switched off the clipping button, which I think is T, and now it should clip. Here we go. Man, struggled so long with that one. It's coming together really nicely. Pretty much got everything that we need. So it's just maybe the last 10% that we need to complete, and this is done. And I think we will need to get monk dorms, so I'll just place some monk dorms here at the back. I'm not really sure if, you know, I upgraded one of these copiers to a prior. Now, I'm not really sure if they're going to produce it quicker. They say yeah, it's best suited for brother or sister. So I'm assuming once you reach a brother level, it won't go quicker. But I'm going to just upgrade them in this order. First starting with the copyist and then maybe the herbalist and so on. So we can assign 3 priests to work here in the Abbatial Church. And it does look like we are going to have to place dorms here to assign the priests. And we're going to do a similar setup as what we did with the monastery. We're going to build the rustic quarters, or the rustic hut rather. We're going to place it here at the back. And I'm going to just maybe swing it around like this. And it can clip onto the wall. Kind of like built into the wall, really. Yeah, let's see if we can do it maybe like that rather. That's going to look pretty neat. And then we can add another one right next to it. And all I'm going to do is I will eventually, if I have to, I will then just let more of these structures clip on top of each other. And in fact, you know what? I'm going to take this away. I forgot to add a sub-building for the dorms. Monk dorms, there we go. There we go. Make it maybe a little bit higher. That's too high. I'll just leave it like this maybe. Let's do it like that. Okay, and we can make a small entry point. Just like so. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Build. Wondrous Abbatial Church built. Very well. That gives us 10% additional happiness. We've got just this last piece here that we need to add. That looks really, really nice, I must say. Oh, and we're still waiting for the cross on top. Okay, so I don't know why there was this construction site here at the back. That was a little bit strange. But that's gone at least. And the church is done. It's really looking cool. I wouldn't add anything to the structure. Maybe just some decorative pieces, like the gargoyles maybe at the tips. We can maybe do that in any case. Do the gargoyles, one facing that way and one facing that way. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I'm gonna add it like that, and we can just prioritize the dorms here. Just want to assign my monks before I finish off this last part of the series. And we are just under 300 capacity of our town. Now what's nice about the dorms that we're going to place there, it's going to free up some of the houses. So we should be able to push our population then over 300. But everything's running so well. We've got now, our treasury has now been upgraded to 2,500. And all the resources are looking good. We've only got -1 now for the service. It will increase, or it will disappear, the -1, once we've got the priest, I think. And the refined food, unfortunately, that I will only be able to sort out if I've got some more pastures. And I'm not really sure where I can place that. Let's just see. I want to finish the fencing over here. Just gonna do one small gate on this side. Or maybe two. Let's maybe do two. So we can do a gate over here and then another one over here like so. Right, so now that's sealed off. It will just look a little bit more neat. I wish we could sell this monastic food. They don't allow you to sell the monastic food to anybody. Let's just see. I was thinking Kinstone might be accepting it, but they don't. I'm sitting so much with so much monastic food. The golden gruel. And you can't distribute it to the people also. Alright, so we've got the monk dorm set up. Let's just devote a couple of them. I'm going to just go ahead and devote as many as I can. Okay, we've got 4 now. Right, there we go. And we've got our priests. And we've got a capacity of 240, which is great. Oh, this church really has got a massive capacity. Compared to the chapel we've got this side. So we've got 188 plus, what's it, 240. That's 400 and something. We get a capacity for the people to give service to. And that is great. So I think the service thing should disappear now, really soon. I'm pretty sure. But in any case, everybody, that's it from me for this series. I think everything went really well. Pretty much to the way that I wanted. If there's any suggestions that you've got, please do feel free to write in the comments. Let me know what you think. Another awesome idea that I was thinking of to maybe do a new series is to build a secondary town and to see how it gels with the current town that we've got and see how it integrates. I wonder if that would be a cool thing to just try and see how it works. But let me know your thoughts and then we can maybe try that. Thank you so much for watching, and then I'll see you in the next one.
In a game of adventure and strategy, we make our mark. Axial game on, building kingdoms from the top. Together